And now we talk about drama for life. It is not the drama that you do in order to be cast in a play, in order maybe to be famous. Big maybe there. I know that's bad. It's not right for me to say that. But there's a maybe. So you think maybe you're going to be famous. Maybe famous for a little while. And then, yes, like your name has changed. They say that used to be Gcina Mhlophe. What do you mean? But when you are using drama for life, it will be so helpful in any career you choose. Because then you will know how to communicate. Because the creative arts arm us for success when it comes to communication. There are people who become CEOs of big companies. And they come, they say they've got a turnaround strategy. Nice. When they get to that company, they are trying to communicate with the people around them. Bambuke, what's your story? What are you trying to say to us? They don't know how to put it across, this turnaround strategy. And you can't do it alone. You just can't. But drama for life could have armed you and prepared you. Storytelling could have armed you for that. Music, all kinds of painting, all kinds of creative arts could have armed you for that. And you could sit with different groups, different departments, different teams and say, this is the way I see it. May you please join me on this journey to turn this company around. Because you were armed for success by being part of the creative arts. And sometimes, when we are on this journey, we need to look at the fact that many governments around the world are not mad about creative people, huh? Yeah. They're just not mad about us. Sometimes I think we're the stepchildren of South Africa. Yeah. Even we who come from the freedom fighting spaces. All of a sudden, Babati comrade, comrade. Once somebody says, comrade, we will talk, you know it's never going to happen. Meeting after meeting, I was not born for meetings, I'm a worker bee. I like to work. So it's very, very important then to know that whether the powers that be acknowledge us or not, we are here and we plan to do what we need to do. And in educational institutions, whether you're looking at primary school or high school or tertiary, when you are in these educational institutions, they do the bare minimum to recognize that this huge continent has anything to offer. This continent has got so much to offer, but the educational institutions, the way the curriculum is prepared, it is not for Africans of African descent. So as we deal with these hurdles, we need to not spend our lives moaning. We need to spend our lives finding ways to get around, to go where we are going. Because we know the goal where we are going. And if you see somebody who's walking the way you want to walk, be on the journey with them. Be on the journey with them. If you see somebody who's walking the way you like to walk, walk with them. And don't say, and sometimes there's somebody who's doing something that you've been thinking of doing, that you've been talking of doing and you haven't done it yet. And they do it before you do it. In your nevuga muva, ivuga ezakela. Evuga muva ikhola izakela. Now if you don't, the birds, when the hunters are out hunting for birds, the one that doesn't rise and flies into the sky is the one that's going to get hit by the Nopkiris. So if you talk too much about your dream, and you dream too much, and you plan too much, and you relax too much, and you take detours, and finally somebody, he goes ahead and does it. They stole my idea. They stole, where did you put it? They stole your idea, where did you put it? You see, that's so important that when somebody does something that you've been wanting to do and you have not been able to do in the creative space, you can collaborate. Yes. You can collaborate. And some of the ideas they have, maybe they are falling short of what you have. Because you've got many years of planning and dreaming and wishing and working towards. When you arrive, Ati, where have you been, my brother? Where have you been? Instead of pulling them down, criticizing them, or saying so-and-so does things. I say Mozambique, Mozambique. You're worried that somebody's from Mozambique? You're worried that somebody's from Cameroon? You're worried that somebody is from Mafeking? Listen to what they are doing. Learn. And if you can share something with them or assist them, maybe because you have been on the journey longer and they are going to be falling off the stage. I was just thinking, if we could work you've helped them not to fall off the cliff. That is important. And then you don't go around saying, this one so-and-so succeeded because of me, because I helped them not to fall off the cliff. That's extremely important. Yeah. I look at the different festivals and conferences that we participate in, and many times we talk about children and we don't involve children. So I'd like to put my hands together and applaud you because you involve children. I celebrate you because you honor children. One of my favorite compliments, you can count all the awards and the doctorates and the whatevers that I've had, but there was a compliment from a young child in Seattle. And he comes with big eyes. Ma'am, excuse me. He waited and waited and waited and waited until all the people have awesomed me like to death. You know. Yeah, what is your word now, you young people? What is your word? South Africa, man. Not slaying. There's a term. There's a word they use. No. But I'm a disruptor. I listen. So the young people today, they disrupt. One day we'll have a conference and then you're going to tell us what is this disruption thing. One day you're going to talk to us and tell us disruptor in for what purpose and for how long, and then it's been in this when. Yeah. Now everyone is going, you were awesome, ma'am. You're awesome. You're awesome until they removed all the shatini from the word. Yeah, no taste anymore, the awesomeness. And the child waits. And finally, when everybody has moved away after this performance, and he comes to me, he says, ma'am, you know why I like you? I said, no, I don't know. He says, because you take children seriously. There was a compliment. There was a compliment. Better than awesome. Better than awesome. So it is so important for us to take children seriously, to listen to what they have to say. Because, as I said in the beginning, they still remember what they bring from the spirit world long before they were born. And we have forgotten. We have forgotten. So it's important then for us to teach them, let them teach us. And we continue together and create magic. I've heard that Unga Clara. What does that mean, Unga Clara? Young at heart. Young Clara. Oh, Unga Clara. Oh, intombazana uthi Clara. Omncane. Oh, Clara omncane. Hey, tshela ngifundile. uClara omncane. uClara nyana so. Hey, uClara nyana. I hear you. That's beautiful. I heard so much about your production, and now I'm feeling sorry for myself for not having seen it. I'm feeling sorry for myself. But we travel, and productions travel. One day I'm going to be lucky. I'm going to be sitting in some theater, and they're going to say, Ungakla, yes, definitely. And I'm ready. I'm going to say, That is so important, to have a connection with your audience in such a way that they can't stop talking about something. They can't stop talking about it. So I don't even know if you did it in Setswana or you did it in isiXhosa. What language was it? A Swedish. A Swedish. So. Like a song. Nyabuso, like a song. I hear you. That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. The interaction. There was a conference called, what is it, a conference? No, it was a workshop called North-South. We had 3 directors. They happened to be female. I don't know who chose all of us to be female. There was Gcina Mhlophe from South Africa. There was Amandina Lihamba from Tanzania. There was Anna from Sweden. And the 3 of us directed a show of 50 performers from different countries. And we woke up in the morning. We started at 7 a.m. We finished at 7 p.m. At the end of the 4 weeks. And a lot of drumming. East Africa. We had one drummer from South Africa, Shem. You know, when you are defeated, you're defeated. You've got to accept. Because these people were doing the thing with their drums. And the same thing with West Africa. When I was at Gore Island, from Cape Verde, from Brazil, from wherever, and the drums are something that recognizes the heartbeat from before you were born to the day you die. So those drums, and as we did that North-South workshop, there were so many languages, there were so many ways of expressing, and then we were supposed to take what we can find from the environment, from the forest, from all over, recycle and make the costumes. And the music that took place there was amazing. By the time we came back to South Africa, we had to leave our millions back because we were told that we're going to be earning 28 million kwacha every week. First time I was a millionaire. Or only time I was a millionaire. So you have a bag, you don't put it in your purse. You have a bag for money. So 28 million kwacha, and a certain number of millions for bread, a certain number of millions for the milk, millions. 8 million. Eat it up, 8 million. So, once we left the millions behind in Zambia and came home, we had lots of stories to tell, but also I came back with one voice. Okay, maybe 2 things. Because Nkwabi from Bagamoyo College of the Arts, I still dream and wish and pray that I will have enough money one day to bring him to Durban to choreograph a production. Then I'll be so happy-fied, I'll be smiling every night. Yeah, I'll be so happy-fied. He's from Tanzania, from the Bagamoyo College of the Arts. Number 2, we met a young man called Charles. And when he said he missed his mother, and he sat, after the whole day of rehearsals and drumming and what, he took his drum, sat next to the fire, and he began to sing a song. I've asked many people who come from Zambia what this song means. They still don't tell me. I still don't know to this day. I don't know why I didn't ask Charles what the song meant, but I was mesmerized by his face. I don't know if you've seen those people who are super dark and handsome like nobody's business. I know it's not fair. I know it's terrible. We forgive them. It's okay. We forgive them. Yeah, those beautiful ladies from Nyamangengani. So it's okay for you to be good looking. We forgive you. I know it's not your fault. No, it's not your fault. Now, Charles was that kind of person. Very good looking. He's sitting by the fire and he is beating the drum. And he's singing this song. And he's singing from his soul. And he says he misses his mother. And throughout whatever happened in Zambia for those 4 weeks, I remembered Charles's voice. I remembered Charles's face. I remembered the drum. I remembered what he was seeing that I couldn't see in the distance as he remembered his mother. Chitembo taya, taya taya mtambo taya. Chitembo taya, taya taya mtambo taya. Chitembo taya, chitembo taya. Chitembo taya, taya taya mtambo taya. Chitembo taya, taya taya mtambo taya. Chitembo taya, chitembo taya. Chitembo taya, taya taya mtambo 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 taya. That is Charles. And I remember him. We need to make work that is memorable. Even when people don't speak your language. Even when people don't know what is the movement that you are doing. Have you seen the Bedi men? Now when the men blow those pipes, the whistle, and then they start dancing. You want to watch them and you want to watch them. This is something. Do you ever see that in modern productions? And they climb walls. It's okay. It's all right. Have you seen those men on stage? Can you imagine at an international convention opening with that dance? And people say, where do you come from? You say South Bloody Africa, man. Huh? You say you come from South Africa. So that is so important then, to remember your place of origin, to have your mother tongue, that is your second skin, to remember what is your own culture that you bring to this modern world, this broad, wide world. Enjoy interacting with people of other cultures, but know who you are. Know who you are and celebrate who you are. I have traveled around the world for the past 34 years. I never wanted to be anybody else but uNokugcina wakamhlophe, uzindela, uthumbeza, ukhuthaza kamyeni, untombi ezenda ngonyezi, ezabafokazana zenda ngomnyama, abaphutha zizulu, abanye belesa. When I sing the praises of my people, nobody else can claim to be Mhlophe in Belgium. They can't claim to be Mhlophe in Colombia. They can't claim to be Mhlophe or Bazalo Mashez. So know who you are. When we bring these into our own spaces, then it's an originality that no lecturer in any university can teach you, because you come already armed. So please be armed, children of Africa. Be armed. It's extremely important. Now, I don't know if you've seen when a child runs home from school, a petty reporter passing. As soon as they see you running, why do you think they do that? Why on earth are they calling all the names of your ancestors? They want them to bear witness to what the child has done. Every time you do right, they want the ancestors to bear witness. You see, when you are doing a theater piece, or you've written a book, or you've directed a production that it is trending in today's English. Everyone is talking about it. We call it Undabuzegwayo in Sizulu. Now, when you've directed a production like that, or you choreographed, or you did the set design, who knows how to do set designs here? Everybody wants to be on stage. We need set designers. Who loves lighting design? Yabon, I like you. I like you. We need people to do designs of all kinds of sets or of lights, and who likes to do sound? Where's the other one? There are different places we need to be playing. I interact with a lot of sound people because of the type of work that I do. I do voice. And it doesn't matter whether I'm doing a corporate event or I'm opening a big function in some international space, or I'm singing, or I'm telling a story, or I'm doing poetry. It doesn't matter. I do voice. So sound people are crucial to me. And now when we look at all of these things, costume designs, all that we need, please honor one another. Honor one another. The fact that you're on stage doesn't make you better than anybody else. The fact that you are in front of the camera doesn't make you better than anybody else. That's extremely important for us to know. I took my show, the last time I was on this stage, I performed Love Child. That's a long time ago, eh? And I performed on this stage, Love Child, and we filmed it, and we sent it to Tokyo because they need the production in advance so that they can do super titles. Have you ever seen super titles? I've never seen them. I was told they're going to do super titles. So when I must figure. And then you arrive, put on your costumes, get on stage, and then you start the production. There are these two long beams on either side, and they are following what I'm saying, and then I say something they don't get, like tennis. The whole audience moves. They look at the super titles, they pick up what I was saying with the translation, and then they come back to me. And then I continue, I speak, I do what, and then they don't. What you in, man? Babui. It was awesome for me to be watched and to watch the audience. And then at the end of my production, of my performance, and we do the bowing and the what to introduce the lighting design. We had many heavyweight, our own heavyweight. Many and what in Simpiwe, who was my director. And then we were on stage, Simpiwe Kumalo. And then the managing director of the Subaru Theatre came on stage, and he took the microphone and he thanked the technicians one by one by name. Oh, yes. One by one. By name. How amazing is that? It's the first time in my life that I've ever seen the managing director of the theater coming on stage. After every performance, we stood back, and then he stepped forward, he took the mic, and he thanked the technicians one by name. That is awesome. Scales were removed from my eyes. Because you learn so many things. How many times have you ever heard anybody bothering to thank somebody who does the lights? Or does the sound? Okay. A stage manager, all right. Sebenzi, yes. At least. What do I need? Okay, I shwabananga. Nice. Thank you. Who's got time for that, eh? We stars. Yay! Yay! Oh, we get all the applause and what a standing ovulation. Sorry. All the standing ovations and the what? But when we go backstage, do we say thank you to them? Yeah? I'm requesting that you make it your habit. No matter how famous you will ever be, just thank the people who help you. Just thank them. The person who drives you when you're on tour, please thank them. It won't make you less famous or less important. My father, Ubaba Mhlophe, he told me the most important word in isiZulu language is ngiyabonga. That's the gospel truth according to St. Thomas Mhlophe. That is the gospel truth. The most important word in isiZulu language is ngiyabonga. Ngiyaleboga. Thank you. Bayadanki ndaleboga. Let's find it in ourselves to be grateful. Now, one of the things that I think is important in our lives as arts practitioners is to have your own personal philosophy, something you live by. Sometimes it can be borrowed from your parents My grandmother always said, integrity is who you are in the dark when nobody is watching. How clever is that? Huh? The grandmother told her that integrity is who you are in the dark when nobody is watching. It's easy to have integrity when people are watching. Very easy. We can do that. We're actors after all. Or politicians. But there are certain things that you are asked. One of the most asked questions, I don't know who's a storyteller, but me, I'm asked many times in South Africa and other countries. But, Mr. Mhlophe, Dr. Mhlophe, tell us, why do you tell stories? Dr. Mhlophe has the same answer every year, every month, every week. Same answer. I tell stories in order to wake up stories in other people. That's the same answer I give. Over and over and over again. I tell stories in order to wake up stories in other people. I truly believe that every living being has got a story to tell. Every single one of you. If we locked the gates, locked all the doors, and brought in more water, of course, we can't do without water. Brought more water. Which are in a total shutdown? Yeah, there's another one. There's another one. Hey, young people have got expressions. Could be a total shutdown. And when we have a total shutdown, everybody in the house is going to have to tell a story. Because of Amnandi, ne? Because of Amnandi. How amazing would that be? Because of our what? Yes. I hear you. Nazo. So it is important then to understand why you do what you do. Extremely important. One last thing, when we talk about young people, I live on vitamin gratitude, yes. That's why people say, oh, 60 years old, you're so happy. And yes, I'm happy because I live on vitamin G. That's vitamin gratitude. I've got so much to be grateful for. One of the most important things I'm grateful for is good health. Not everybody can say they've got good health. I don't take it for granted, I promise you. There are so many sicknesses out there, you can't even pronounce the words. It's so scary, it's really, really terrifying. But God has seen it fit to bless me with good health. If I'm not grateful and I'm complaining, so I need to be grateful. And for many, many opportunities, for me to be standing here at Wits today on 12 August 2019, this is something to be grateful for. But there's something that is important for me that I repeat so often that I've written it on the wall in our offices. It says, until we see a brighter future in our children's eyes, not much of what we do today has any value. I repeat, until we see a brighter future in our children's eyes, not much of what we do today has any value. NgesiZulu sithi singayiboni inkazimulo iqhakazile kwikusasa labantwana bethu emehlweni yabantwana bethu okuningi esikwenza namuhla kuyizeleze singayiboni inkazimulo iqhakazile emehlweni abantwana bethu inkazimulo yekusasa iqhakazile okuningi esikwenza namuhla kuyizeleze. You can say it in your mother tongue. There are many, many mother tongues here. So it's extremely important then, again, to say, why do you do what you do? I do a lot of the kind of work that I'm doing because I need to make a difference in young people's lives. That's why I do what I do. We want to be seen to be doing good. I don't know how many times you've heard that. That's okay, they can do that. Whatever 30 rand or 58 rands they give us, we put it to maximum use. Because we know why we are here, we know what is the goal. And moaning is boring. We're not here to moan. So we've got a lot of work to do, and if we are doing what we are doing for life, for the rest of our lives, then we will be able to be honoring Winston Chona. We'll be honoring Osisinomhlenko Yeni, Annelien Malibo, Brenda Fasi, Sipho Gumede, sibabize ngamagama singesabi, Busi Mhlongo, Mama Miriam Makeba, babizeni basondele, Vuyisile Mini, babizeni basondele, Enoch Sontonga, babizeni basondele, Rabula Umahene, babizeni basondele, Ningesabi, Ingwapele Madingwane, babizeni basondele, Matsimela Manaka, babizeni basondele. Winnie Matisa Mandela, let's call them by name. Yes. Our artists who are not honored. Yes. Or AC Jordan, that's my heavyweight. Do you hear anybody mentioning AC Jordan? Do you hear anybody talking about Victor Ndazluana? There's a man. There are so many names we don't honor of our own artists who have paved the way for us. The first time I ever saw a production on stage, ever, because I'm always sitting in the audience, and then Losis we are on stage doing a show by Zeksimda called The Hill. That was Nomhle Nkonyeni. First time I ever saw a professional theater piece with these two eyes. So I dedicate my presence, a drama for life, to that amazing pioneer, that icon called Nomhle Nkonyeni. Yo mame, Sabonango sweetie, sabonango keke, sabonango rice.
The start and proceed to end things from falling apart. I salute Hebe Usutu Dr. Mhlophe Yabonga.